Yo, what's going on everybody? Thank you all for tuning in. My name is Cody Vondell, and today we're going to create logos using some of the best Gothic fonts. Almost all of the fonts that we're using today were created by Y2K PTV, so make sure to hop on Twitter and Instagram and go give them a follow. Before we get started, I just gotta say thank you all so much for liking, commenting, subscribing, and sharing my videos. It means so much that the work I do helps you out with your design process. And if you're following along with me on screen or using some of my graphic design templates that I sell on Etsy, make sure to hop on our Discord server. We have an amazing community of graphic designers, creatives, producers. Everybody's over there sharing their latest works in progress, free resources, memes, music. It's an amazing community to be a part of. And let's take a moment really quick just to check out what everybody's been posting. As always, you guys are crushing it, and I'm so thankful that I get to be a part of this community where everybody's posting what they're working on daily. If I haven't spoken to you over on the server yet, I hope to talk to you over there soon. If you'd like to support my channel and get yourself some really cool merchandise and graphic design templates, make sure to hop on my Etsy. You can access my digital design library, project files for all of my tutorials, and more over on my Patreon. Shout out to my patrons for making my videos possible. Thank you all so much. And if you like my intro, outro, and background music, I create it all. Just search Cody Vondell wherever you stream your music, and you can also find me on SoundCloud and Bandcamp. And of course, I'm at Cody Vondell on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and all of that. With all that being said, let's hop on screen and start designing some logos. So we're gonna start out with Psycho Hacker, and I got all of these fonts for free from Y2K PTV, almost all of these fonts at least. So make sure to go give them a follow on Twitter and Instagram. You should be able to have access to. We're gonna go ahead and use the word warp, warp records, Designers Republic, and Aphex Twin. I figured that'll be a fun reference. We're just gonna make fake logos for all kinds of stuff that I like today. Just having fun with it and playing with some of these beautiful fonts. So yeah, that's where we'll start. Warp records, cool little homage to something I like a lot. It's definitely not the style of Designers Republic, but you know, just playing around with it. I think the word warp looks really cool in that font. So I think already we have something really cool, really fun. Yeah, I like that one. Next, we're gonna use Shinfuru Gangsta. And for this one, we're actually gonna do Death Valley. And we're actually gonna take the EAT out of Death and put it over here on its own layer. And we're gonna play with the kerning, that is the space between the letters. You just hold down Option and use your arrow keys, and you can play with the kerning just like that. By kind of getting all these on separate layers, we're able to kind of get that like vintage horror novel kind of look, almost has like a Stranger Things kind of look. So that's the kind of vibe that we're going with, and obviously down here on Valley, we're gonna play around with some of the kerning as well. So getting that nice and easy. Oop. That is looking nice and comfy. Yeah, cool. We could probably make this look a little bit different. Got a little bit too much space, so maybe we can make the EAT just a little bit larger, kind of get that filled out. Something along those lines is looking nice to me. So we've created outlines so that we're able to move things around just a little bit easier. And let's grab this trademark symbol and bring it over here. Make it absolutely tiny. That way it just kind of feels official. Group these, and boom, we've got another one down. We went ahead and created outlines out of warp records as well. So cool. Next one, we're going to be using Teardrop Melody and Mechanical font, both of these by Y2K PTV. And we're going to do a similar thing with Crystal as we did in on Death Valley, where we pretty much take the first and last letter and make them a lot larger than the middle letters. And we're going to be playing around with the kerning on everything. So we'll make that a lot smaller. And for this one, we're gonna make a cool. It's like almost like it feels like it should. This font should match up with something like the Dark Crystal, but I'm gonna do something like Crystal Method, one of my favorite big beat electronic artists of all time. Been into the Crystal Method since the 90s. Probably one of the reasons why I got into electronic music was the Crystal Method. Busy Child, Vegas. Heard that as a young kid on the Lost in Space soundtrack and was just blown away. Love that stuff. So there's a fun little tribute to Crystal Method. I actually really love this logo, and I think that looks really cool. Kind of has like a Gothic industrial feel. So totally on par for the look we're going for today. Having a lot of fun. So this one, this has that sort of metal look. So we're just gonna do Burial, the dubstep artist from the 2000s, but we're gonna make it look like a metal logo. So that's gonna be fun. So one thing we can do, we can go ahead and convert to outlines, and we can use our envelope distort, and we might use the bulge and go that way, or we could use inflate, fisheye. There are a few different ways to kind of get this look. Inflate might be it. And looking back and forth between bulge and inflate and just trying to decide. Looks like inflate is the one. Then we can expand that, hit OK, and boom, we have a finished logo. Let's go ahead and grab our TM from up here. Drop it right there. Cool, we've got another one done. That one was so simple just because that font is so detailed, it just works. That's perfect. All right, next we're gonna use Snail Lagoon. And for this one, I've been watching Pod Meets World. It's some of the people from Boy Meets World from back in the 90s are doing a podcast where they talk about the show. So I've been thinking about Topanga a lot, just because Topanga is like one of the main characters. And I think Topanga would actually be a really cool word. We used Death Valley already, so we'll kind of keep that going. We'll do Topanga. So combination of that Helvetica with this, this font just looks really nice. And we'll get these lines kind of looking cool right here. Let's go ahead and grab this, bring it over just a little bit. Might be a little bit too much. Something like that looks cool. And we want things to feel nice and comfy, but maybe we don't want things to feel too tight. But I think something like that is looking pretty cool. Let's go ahead and grab trademark or copyright symbol. We'll grab the trademark and bring it down right here. So right there. We'll grab this and bring it in. Boom, done. Let's group these and we'll grab them and bring them right over here at the rest of our logos that we've been creating. Very nice. All these fonts are just so beautiful. I'm blown away. So next we're going to play with Neoclassical Gothic and Microtechnics. Now Microtechnics is not one of the Yuta One PTV fonts, but it's going to work out really well with this one. This one's super easy. Prayers. I used to play in an industrial rock band. We opened up for Prayers in Atlanta like 6 or 7 years ago. Young Gods was the name of their single at the time. This whole font just looks like it works, this combination of fonts. So that's the inspiration for this one. That works. Boom. Cool. All right, we still have just a few more left, so let's see what all we can work with. Let's take Villainism and Movie Poster and make a font for Ender's Game. I've never read this book. I don't even know what it's about. I just know it looks, the font works cool for those words. So that's what we're gonna play around with. I think we'll put that one at the bottom and then we can clone it. And we will just make 2 of these. Make sure everything is nice and even there. Cool, I think that's looking pretty good. Might be up a little bit too much. Just trying to get these lines nice and even here. We want things to feel comfy, but not like they're too squished, you know what I mean? So it's all about that, finding that nice mix in between. I think one other thing we can do, we can bring this symbol in from my Y2K Icons pack. Kind of squeeze it down. Boom, that really just kind of brings it all together. Actually, let's add a trademark symbol. Where could we put this? Maybe up at the top or over at the side. Go there, or it could go here. Let's put it back. Boom, right there, right up here at the top, resting next to Ender's. Done. That looks great. Man, that one really feels like a old school like sci-fi novel. Really has that kind of feel. Feels like something I would have seen as a kid. That's my favorite kind of stuff to design, is stuff that I feel like I would have seen as a kid. I think that all designers like doing that, all artists. And this one we're gonna do Stand Up by The Prodigy, my favorite Prodigy album. is Invaders Must Die, and the last track, Stand Up, is so good. I figured we'll use that as inspiration for this piece. So yeah, we're just gonna type out stuff from Prodigy. I think we'll have, what, 2009, Invaders Must Die, just any kind of basic stuff referencing that album and that era. Cool, that looks good. We'll get album title over here. And I think that's all looking comfy. I don't think we need to do much of anything else for this piece to be finished. Except for maybe a little copyright symbol. We'll put that right down here at the bottom. Cool. And we'll group these together, create outlines, and another one done. Looking great. Cool. We've created some really fun fonts here today. Let's do just a, maybe like one more. One more. Let's do Geometry Addict. And this one we're going to do mixed drinks. So this might feel like something out of like some kind of weird cyberpunk bar. It's going to take us a second. So we're going to have to individually go in here and like add a nice curve to all of these corners. And for some reason, it's just not letting us do all of these at once. So I'm going to have to go through here and do all of them one by one, but it's worth it because the combination of the curves on the edges on this thick, heavyweight version of the font mixed with the curves that came on the thinner font, I mean, it just looks better together in my opinion. So worth the extra little bit of time that you're gonna take, but yeah, just gotta do that really quick. Cool, so we can make mixed just a little bit bigger. And something like that is looking pretty cool. We can actually maybe make it a little bit smaller and add some lines here and just kind of fill those in. This really has like you could add a neon treatment to this and it would look like legit, like some out of like a Blade Runner or something, I feel like. So cool, I'm really feeling this one. We'll add one more line down here at the bottom. Yeah, I like that. And I feel like it's not necessarily the Gothic feel, but one of the fonts that was kind of part of this group, and I think it just looks really good there. So we're just gonna grab that one and consider it part of the roundup here. Cool. And why not do one more, Arial Black. Let's go ahead and write it out. Goth fonts. This is something we've been doing so much on a lot of our Metal Heart stuff lately, playing with this tightly kerned, really thick kind of font. What else can we use here? We can grab these little lines here. Bring this down here and kind of, we'll just bring it out like that, just like that. We'll add the TM, oops. Goth fonts, boom. I think that's actually not bad at all. So, that was a lot of fun. It's been a really fun time making all of these, just having a fun time freestyling some typography. So that wraps up today's session. Shout out to Yuta PTV. All these fonts look so amazing and they're so much fun to create logos out of. I had an absolute blast and I hope you had fun watching. Before you go, please make sure to hit that subscribe button. I have a ton of fun content planned you do not want to miss out on. Thank you again to all my patrons for making my videos possible. I appreciate you all so much. I'm looking forward to talking to you over on my Discord server, and I will catch you in my next video. Thank you all.